But I put my trust in the Lord, and I got on my knees and I prayed for Him to take my addiction away from me. That was going on 14 years ago. And the struggle is real. It is. You know, I see it every day. I work in a treatment facility, and I see it every day. I know how it is. And then it's not just me, but my family, my family, my wife's family. They all struggle with. We struggle with addiction. We do. And you know, prayer works. We've been praying for my nieces, and my nephew many years. Actually, it was many years. We've been praying, you know. And, you know, God answers prayers. And tonight, I want to introduce my niece, Shanda. She told me not to call her nickname, so I'm not going to. There she is. I love you. You got this.
I'm really nervous. Okay, I wrote it all out, so. So pretty much the basics. So I'm the oldest of 3 kids. So like growing up, the only God that I really ever knew was like this twisted version. So it was this version that was all law, no grace, no love. So clearly that was not the way I wanted to go. And so my direction in life went to using at a really young age. I started using hard drugs like meth when I was 12. And I think the Lord really revealed to me when I was preparing to do this that that wasn't my only problem. I've always had like this really deep, empty feeling that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't lovable. And I think that is a core cause of my addiction. And I don't really know where it came from, but that led to me filling that with drugs and boyfriends. And the boyfriends always cheated. And so that just kind of reinforced that I wasn't good enough or I wasn't lovable. And that was a lie that the enemy continuously got in my head, is that, you know, you'll never be good enough. And so the drugs never tell you that you're not good enough. So I continued to go there. I fell super deep into sin and destruction for quite a long time. And I still heard the lies of the enemy, but this time it was him telling me, this is just who you are. You're just a drug addict. You are just a junkie. You don't deserve your children. These people truly care about you. And my family was better off without me. And I got in trouble at a really young age too, so I started going to jail when I was 13. And so I lost all fear of going to jail or any consequences. I had no fear of man, law, any of that. I'm from Idaho, so I got my first adult felony, which led to me going into prison the first time. And I missed my son's first birthday, his first Christmas, his first steps, like all of those things. So that was enough to keep me clean off meth for 11 years. But through that, I was a full-blown alcoholic. And I was still filling this huge hole that I had with anything that I could. And I learned that I attached my success to life into a failing relationship. So I wanted so badly to feel like somebody loved me, that they would stick around. But the problem was that I had built so many, walls and barriers up that I never really gave anyone a chance to hurt me. So it's hard to be loved if you're not loving anyone. So of course my failing marriage failed, and I relapsed after 11 years, and I went on a really dark 5-year runner. I went straight back to where I was, and it's crazy because I tell the girls at the rehab that I work at now, your sin will always wait for you, and it will. Within a weekend, I was right back to where I was when I left. And in those 5 years, I was either on the run, in prison, or in jail. And I had a cousin that had told me that I was not a survivor, I was a soldier, that I didn't just survive, I fought to get where I was at. That cousin died on my heroin, and that was something that just pushed me farther and farther into the destruction. And so me being that soldier, I really identified with. And so I was a soldier for the enemy. And that stuck with me through this darkness. And through all this, I did meet my husband, Charlie. What I didn't know when I met him is that he had a mother who was praying for him a lot. So my family was praying, but his mom was literally on her knees all the time praying for this man. And I really believe that that had something to do with where I ended up. And there was just something about him that was different. And it made me want to try to do something different. So through all of this, when I had the wheel and I was in control of my life, I managed to get charged with over 45 misdemeanors and 30 felonies. So clearly I was not doing a great job. The sad part is people were not surprised when I was on the jail roster. So I went to this program called the Good Samaritan. And that was the first time that I felt God's complete and utter love for me. And that deep, empty eating at me, started to dull a little bit. But I don't trust anybody, so it couldn't be real. And the problem, I think, really was that every single person that I actually loved was still out running amok in their sin. And so I felt like I had to choose. I could either have God that loved me, or I could have people that I loved. I couldn't have both. And then I remember reading a verse that said, "Cast your cares upon me, for I care for you." And so I hit my knees daily and I prayed for those people that I loved in this program. And he loves me so deeply and cares about every little thing about me that he brought him here. He brought my sister, my brother, my husband, he brought them all. And when I was in my destructive ways, I saw my daughter she couldn't be here tonight, but she's 16, and she was starting to go down that same path. And, she was drinking, smoking weed, and, in my delusion, I was like, it's okay as long as you're at home. It's what we tell ourselves. And when I fell in love with the Lord and I felt that, it was cool, but when my daughter fell in love with the Lord, it literally blew my mind. It's amazing. And so God filled that hole, and part of me then believed that because I had decided to follow Jesus, that life was going to be easy. I'd become a Christian. I'd said whatever, that life was going to be simple and easy at that point, and I would never have any more problems ever again. And then the Lord raised me up into a ministry position, and literally the day and they told me, you will be attacked spiritually. The enemy will attack you because you're coming closer and you're bringing people to the kingdom. The day that I went to my first day of training, my 15-year-old brother died of fentanyl poisoning. And I watched the destruction go through my family and the devastation. But then I saw the comfort that the Lord provided, and he carried my family through that. And something that I found really cool was 7 months before that, Michael was 14 at that time, and he decided, along with me, my husband, my daughter, my son, my in-laws, we all got baptized 7 months before that, because the God I serve loves me so much, and he loves the people I love so much that he guaranteed his salvation before, so I know where he is. And then shortly after that, my dad passed away, and that was one of the things that I was like, okay, I'll follow Jesus as long as these couple things don't happen, because then all bets are off, and then, I don't really know how I would handle that. And God did something really cool. Like I said, I'm from Idaho. Well, me and my sister and brother are all on felony probation. And on a Friday night, my aunt called and said, your dad's really bad, and you need to come. And I said, okay. He was in Iowa. And I said, okay, on Monday I'll ask my PO. And she said, you don't have until Monday. And so Friday night, nobody's open. And none of us have just a little bit of time over our heads in Idaho. And so I called some people that were part of the program, and they got all three of us travel permits that night to go over and see our dad. And I believe with all my heart that God opened those doors. And when we got there just in time to say goodbye. Our dad passed away 8 hours after we got there. And, I remember praying, Lord, just let me know that he was okay, because he started asking questions like, let's do that praying thing you do. or, just those things. And when I was in the program, he said, because I had prayed my sister and my brother into jail, and he said, don't pray for me. I said, Dad, I pray for your salvation daily. And I found this Bible in his room, and I asked my aunt if it was hers, and she isn't saved yet, but she will be, because I'm praying for her too. But, so I feel like the Lord was like, I've got him. He's, and I believe that. And so there's definitely been some valleys, but these are valleys that would have derailed me before. They would have completely and utterly brought me right back down to where I was before then. And now it's through all of this, I know that I'm not alone. I feel that I'm not alone. That dark hole doesn't start to creep back in. And the Lord has given me a comfort that doesn't make sense. And he's also replaced those dark thoughts that I used to have, like the fact that I was a soldier for the enemy. He's given me my life verse, which is 2 Timothy 2:3-4. It says, Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. For no man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. So the Lord told me it's going to get hard. There's going to be hard times, but he's going to be there with me for every step of it, and I don't have to walk through it alone. And the things that I care about, that I need, he will walk through me with. And through my choice to love him back, because he's always loved me. It wasn't like he ever walked away from me. I walked away. And he's blessed me in ways that I never knew. When I got out of the program, there was a point where me and my husband were with our children living in, a motel. And like I said, once I decided to follow and love Jesus, I thought things were going to be simple. And then we ended up backing our kids with a hotel. And I'm like, this is the trap life that I just left, and now I'm just doing it with my children, sober. And, my husband's record is just as bad as mine. And at the time, I didn't have a job. I was 3 months out of rehab. My husband was 3 months out of rehab. I was fresh out of rehab, and we applied for this house, and there was 12 other applicants. There is no reason other than the fact that the Lord opened that door that we got this house. And our landlord absolutely and truly loves the Lord. And that was instantly how I knew, because when I called his voicemail, it said, I'll call you back within a business day, unless it's Sunday, then I won't call you back. And I said, this is the house. I know it. This is the house we're going to get, and we did. And, at this point, my record doesn't even, like when I was writing it, it feels like almost like I'm talking about somebody else. Like that doesn't even feel like my story anymore, except for I do have to check in with my probation officer anytime I leave. So that kind of does still. But but other than that, like we both own our own businesses. I mean, we're able to do things that we never would have even thought of doing before. We were able to, we leave tomorrow to go camping with our family for a week. We were able to surprise our kids and take them to Disneyland for a week. Like those are things, like now in my car I have keys to $1 million homes that people trust me with, and half of my felonies are paper crimes, that me taking things from people, and one of the things the Lord's blessed me with the most is I work at the same place that saved my life, the same place that gave me my salvation. And the Lord has risen me into this ministry position where I get to show girls that it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter the past, the things that you've done. You don't have to wear that prison identity forever, because I did that. I've been that. You don't have to wear that junkie identity forever. And you don't have to walk away from your kids and think that you're not good enough, because I now have a relationship with all of my children. After everything that I've put them through, they love me. And I get to see and help other women see that the word is living and it's true and it's full of promises. And it's just not like, oh, part of it's true. Like every single word in here is true, and they're promises that I get to stand on. And if anything that I have a problem with, it doesn't matter. It's not just a 2,000-year-old book. Like they apply today. And when I gave my life to the Lord, he didn't just say, okay, he gave me a life, and he gave me a great life. Even with my ups and downs, my happiness and my everything doesn't hinge on my husband's being, yeah, we have ups and downs, but that's not where my joy and my happiness are. I know that through all of it, the Lord's got me. It doesn't matter if, my sister or my brother are doing good or bad. It doesn't matter what's going on around me, because the Lord is my strength. He's my joy, and he's given me a purpose. And he took the guilt and shame and darkness, and because of him, I now know that I am loved, I am lovable, and he put me here for a reason. So that's all I got.
Thank you. Good job. I love you so much. Thank you, Shanda. Beautiful. What a love story from the Lord, huh? All right. Wow, how do we follow that? Oh, yeah, with coins. Yay! Everybody. Do you want to sit? Stand? Oh, here, this is you. So, this is also beautiful testimony. Shanda, thank you again so much. I appreciate it. Glad our family's here. We love you guys. Look at us go. No, I'm just kidding. So, this is the part where we celebrate some women who have some clean time. So, my name is Beth. This is PJ. So, do we have any woman here tonight who has 24 hours? Somebody who just walked through their doors tonight just saying, hey, I'm here. All right, so we'll move on. All right. Do we have anybody who has 30 days? Women, ladies, 30 days, 60 days, 60 days, 90. How about 90 days? 3 months. Okay. Something here. Okay. How about 6 months? Is anybody celebrating 6 months tonight? Ladies. 9 months? Yay! Awesome. Come on up here. Beautiful. Just believe. Right here, if you want to come over here and get a picture, honey, with your coin. Oh, nope, that's fine, that's fine. We'll sneak around there and get one of you anyways later, okay? Just kidding. Congratulations. All right, so on to those beautiful brass coins. Is any lady celebrating 1 year tonight? 1 year. All right, how about 18 months? Okay, 2 years? 3 years? 4? 5? Gosh, I learned to count. God, that's so wonderful. 6, how about 6 years? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're working our way up. 13, how about 13 years? 14, 15, 17. No, I'm kidding. No, tonight we have somebody who is celebrating 16 years. Tiffany, come on up here. 16 years. Tiffany, congratulations, girl. We love you very much. Anybody above 16? That was so worth it. 9 months, 16 years, guys. God is good. God is faithful. What? Excuse me, pardon me. Okay, 17, 18. 18 years? Oh my God. Congratulations. What a love story for you. Congratulations. Okay, anybody above 18? Thank you, Jesus. All right, we have a couple guys that are going to come up here tonight and celebrate some men.
Yeah. Thank you.
Joe Dawkins, that's awesome, man. Been a long time. I get a hug afterwards. Anyways, man, I was kind of hoping for a little friendly competition. We thought we were, when no ladies were coming up, me and Matt thought we were going to smoke you guys, but I don't think that's going to happen because we got a couple of veterans right here. It's really awesome. I remember when I got into recovery, Joe was there before me, and I was like, man, you got 2 years of sobriety or like 18 months of sobriety? I was like, are you sure you're not lying? Because like, I couldn't even get like 1 hour, you know. I was hoping they gave away a 1 hour coin. So, I mean, I came for dinner. I hadn't used in the parking lot. So anyways, and then my good sister right here, I remember Tiffany was with your daughter, and I was sitting right behind you the first day I met you, and your daughter was in the little bassinet. And that's amazing, dude. Look at you now. I mean, geez. I'm starting to feel old. Anyways, yeah, I loved coming here on Friday night, and I loved watching you guys celebrate sobriety. What's amazing is every time it's coin night, I come here and the parking lot's just full. And I think it was last coin night, I think we only had like 1 coin. And people came not because they knew tons of people that were getting coins. They come because they want to celebrate sobriety. But they want to celebrate not just people that they know, but they want to celebrate people they don't know. And we want to celebrate together, right? That's what recovery is all about. Is that cool? Awesome. And so here we are. We're celebrating sobriety. So if you're a guy and you have 24 hours clean and sober, come on up and get a coin. There we go. Awesome, buddy. Okay. All right, if you're a guy and you got 30 days of sobriety, come on up. There we go. Must have not worded my deodorant because nobody wants a hug from me. All right, 60 days. There we go. Yeah. Woo! Coming down for a hug, bud. Good job, man. It's a miracle to see this guy wheeling down the aisle for some time, man. I think I've seen Johnny shedding a tear when he gave him a hug. It's awesome. Good family and friends right there. All right, I see someone stepping in line. What do we got? Joel, 60 days. Where's my hug? Oh. Yeah, is that cool? Woo! You know, sometimes... just like, was it Shanda? She's talking about how the enemy is real and he'll come and attack, man. And sometimes it attacks right here in our own home. And it doesn't matter how many times you fall down. You know what the big deal is how many times you get back up. And Joel is amazing. I've watched him just bounce back. And dude, we missed you so much, and we're glad to have you back for the last 60 days. Is that cool? All right, 90 days. Come on up for the guys. All right, 6 months. About 9. Were you raising your hand? 9 months. Mike. Awesome. Where's my hug? Awesome. Good job, Mike. Him and his wife are amazing. It's great to see him. You know, one day we were after church. I was sitting out in the parking lot, and his Crescinda was leaning against the handrail. She's bragging about this church, and she says that this... I'm getting choked up. She says this church has saved our lives. It saved our marriage, and it saved my husband. And that's awesome, dude. She is very proud of you, bud. All right. And we're getting ready to go for a year, right? But Mickey has someone special he wants to honor tonight.
Yeah, no one. I love you, brother.
He likes how I smell.
Oh, yeah. Especially after work.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mickey. a little story that I wanted to tell. About 10 years ago, almost right about, it was like November, I think, of 2012. I was locked up at Geiger. And a guy came in, and we hit it off. We became friends, you know, and I really liked him because he was a super good card player, you know. And we'd play a lot of spades, and he'd win a lot of games for us. And we ate well, you know. And we were both fighting charges, and I took a deal, and I ended up getting sent to prison and went to Shelton. So after about, 2 or 3 months of being locked up together, we parted ways. And then when I was in Shelton, about like 2 weeks later, he shows up to Shelton because he had took a deal. And so we were like in the same building in Shelton. We're like, this is cool, you know. So we hung out a little bit, and then I got moved up over to another building, and then about 2 weeks after that, he got moved over to that other building, you know. And then same thing happened, and you know, sometimes you just get this feeling that God puts people in your lives, you know. And it was just a telltale sign to me, you know, that we were meant to be friends. Well, we started out as friends, and we ended up as brothers by the time I even left county. And so when I got out, I went to an Oxford house, and about a few months later, he got released and able to get him into the same Oxford house. So we were roommates for a while there. Then over the next 5 years or so, we both kind of had our ups and downs, you know, relapsed. I was drinking heavily. He went back to using and drinking and got in trouble again. And, you know, we've always been there for each other. And I've been sober now off alcohol for 2.5 years, and I've been trying to, you know, be an encouragement to him during this time. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. And so I'm just super proud of him, and he graduated drug court today, and he's got a year sober, and this is my brother Kendall. Come get your coin, and anybody else that's got a year, come on up. Thank you.
Awesome. I love stories. Anyone else got a year for the guys? All right. How about 18 months? How about 2 years? How about guys for 3 years? No? How about 4? Or 5? Or 6? Or 7? 7's a good number. How about 8? 9? Or 10? How about any guys above 10 years? Oh, I see someone. Ben? Pastor Ben? You got a story to tell us? No. You know, any guys above 10 years? All right. I just want to let you know that sometimes we see people out there who have never had addiction problems. And sometimes I know that it's easy for us to feel that, you know, we're different than them or we're worse than them, but we're not. Addiction is just a symptom of life.